Hey scrapbookers and crafters, it's Michelle at michellesizemore.com, and that has one L in my first name for my website link if you're looking for me. I'm a Creative Memories advisor, and today you'll learn how to make this patchwork border using the Christmas Charm collection. I used papers from Christmas Charm, I used some cranberry cardstock, stickers from Christmas Charm, and I used the 12-inch trimmer with the pinking blade. That's one of the newer blades, and the straight blade. I believe that's all that I used. So let's get started. This does show you everything that I used. I've got this stuff in a Power Project folder to separate it out. These come open at the top and side just to, separate things out and be able to grab it really easy. Now, I've already pre-cut some of the squares just to make this go faster, so that's what those are about. I'm going to set those aside here. And, yeah, let's get started. So, I did this in segments. Underneath these, so this is on 2 different strips. These are squares that I put on 2 different strips, and I did that because I wanted to be able to stagger the colors so this not just gold, gold, green, green. It gives it more of a patchwork look. So what I did was I cut a strip of cardstock to 3/4 of an inch. Actually, I cut 2 strips like that. So let's do that. This is the 12-inch trimmer, and I've got the straight blade in there. I'm going to line this up at 3/4 of an inch right here and make sure it's straight all the way down. And I'm going to cut 2 strips like that, 1 for each side. 3/4 of an inch. Follow the grid line all the way down. Make sure it's straight at the top and cut. Now, I'm going to set this aside for a moment and start assembling these. I think I should put this on top of white so you can see it a little better, because it kind of gets lost on there. Well, white might not be good either. Okay, here we go. I think that is a little better. These are the squares that I've already punched. Now let me show you how I punched my squares. I wanted this size of a square. This is called our scalloped square punch. This is a 3-in-1 punch, and you can get lots of different cuts out of it. And the one that I want is this little square right here. So I set it on position number 2. And let me just show you what punches out when I use position number 2. You're going to get 2 things come out of there. One's going to look like that, and one's going to look like that. Let's do it with a more solid color. I think it shows up better. Okay, so you get, let's leave that aside. You get these 2 things out of it. All I need for this particular border is this one, but I can save this one and use it for another project. So you get lots of punches out of this, and it also punches actually 2 different things as well. You can get different kinds of scallops and like little things that almost look like a postage stamp. It's a very versatile punch. And just let me tell you, at the time of this video, this is something that you won't see on my website or on a Creative Memories website. It is something that only advisors can order, but I can order this for you as an advisor and direct ship it to your house. So if you're interested in getting this punch, it's $28. Just look at the comments below, the description box below this video, and it'll have the link to my Creative Memories website, and you can just go there. Well, you can't order it on my website. Okay. It'll have my email address on there. So email me and then say, hey, I would really like to order that scallop square punch. This is my mailing address. This is my phone number. I need all of that information. And of course your email address. I will process the order to direct ship to your house, and then I will send you an invoice to pay me by Venmo or PayPal. So that is how you can get this if you want this. It is a really cool punch. I've done some other videos with what to do with the other things that punch out with it. Now, I'm not saying this will never be available on our regular website, but it's not right now. It's only been for advisors for a while. It just gives us something extra that we can order to teach classes with and things. And it is cool to be an advisor because there are lots of things like this that only advisors can order. So if you're interested in that, just go to my website, my Creative Memories link. It'll be in the description box below. You can click join at the top, and then it will prompt you to join. It's just $49 a year to be an advisor. And you automatically get a $50 product credit, and then you start earning commission on anything you order or your friends order using your link. Anyway, if that interests you, just do that. You can join, and then I'll get in touch with you to help you get started, answer any questions you have and all that. It's really easy. Okay, so enough of that. Let's get started with this border. So that's how I just punched out a bunch of squares using this. And honestly, y'all, you can just use the straight trimmer and cut long strips, like measure this and cut long strips and then cut them vertically. But to me, it was easier to do this because they were all exact and I didn't have to worry about variation, but they're just 1 inch by 1 inch squares. Or if you have just a square punch that does a 1 inch square, you can use that. Okay, so it would help if I could find my original. It's always a good thing. Yeah, it would really help. But I don't see it, which is really crazy. Oh, hey, it's on the other side here. Okay, so here's what we do. I'm going to, on this strip right here, I'm going to start assembling this side. Okay? So, and I'm not going to do the whole, y'all, pardon my dog barking downstairs. It's everybody's trick-or-treating, and my husband's taking care of that, but my dog's going crazy. But hopefully you can't hear her. She's downstairs, but you might. Okay, so I'm going to start and do this part right here. So here's a gold one. That's where we're going to start. I'm just going to put some repositional tape runner on the back. Now I want the left-hand side of this to go slightly past this beige cardstock and slightly past it on the top. Okay, I'm going to be concerned with trying to line them up straight here so that we'll have a good straight line over here. You can always trim them if they're not perfect, but it's pretty easy to get it right. So we're just, and you want to overlap them just a tiny little bit so none of the beige shows between. And I'm just going to go in this order with my colors. And all of these papers are from Christmas Charm. Okay? Now, so that is the sequence I use. Gold, red, snowflakes, green. And I would alternate those going all the way down like this. So that's how I would get that, this side. And then over here, I'm going to do this side. And I want to be really precise with trying to line them up on the right. So on this one, I started with red just to stagger the colors. And again, you want to go out a little bit past the beige on the top and the sides. And then I'm going to do the twinkle or snowflake, whatever it is. Okay. And then the green, plaid. I did a fall, a bunch of fall videos, and there was something similar to this on the fall videos, but I don't think I ever showed alternating on two different strips to get a wider border with this more of a patchwork look. So this is a little bit different than what I taught in the fall. And I do have a fall sample that I'll show you. I hope I can find it. If I can't, it's okay. Okay, so you see they're lined up, they're pretty well lined up on the right. I'm just looking at the right to try to get them straight. And of course, if they're straight there, they're gonna be straight everywhere. But, so that's how I would get this and this, okay? So just pretend that these are full all the way down like these are. Now, this strip right here, I think it was 1.5 inches, but I'm going to take this ruler and just make sure. My favorite ruler is always the old school wood ruler. Yeah, it's 1.5 inches. So I'm going to cut a strip of beige cardstock 1.5 inches wide with my 12-inch trimmer with the straight blade in here. I'm just going to line it up at the 1.5 inch mark right there. Make sure it's straight all the way at the top. Make sure it follows that grid line all the way down. And cut. And that's how I got that. And I'm going to show you the stickers that I added to that. This is the strip. So I used 2 of these. So I'm going to mount one down first, like this, and you want it to just kind of be straight all the way down, okay? And then I'm going to mount another one. So these holly are facing that way, and these are facing this way, and I'm going to kind of stagger them so that I don't cover the berries up. Come down just a little bit. It won't be perfect, but and it just makes the holly come out in different spots. Now this sticker is obviously cut in half and I didn't realize it. Wow, I'm not using the right. I told you to cut this to, I was supposed to use this one. This one's too wide, but I'll cut it later. It's fine. I'm not going to restart the video for a mistake like that. So, and then pretend this comes all the way down here. And you might need to cut and add a little piece at the bottom since we started up just a little bit higher. But you would just do that all the way down. And then here you would add this candy strip. I love all the fun colors in here. And you would add that there until it goes all the way down. I don't want to waste these. I want to be able to use these later. So, anyway, well, let's cut this the way it's supposed to be because I messed it up. It was 1.5 inches. Actually, I need to go a little wider because of the way I did it. Okay, so, and then I'm going to come in a little bit closer here. Now, I'm going to use this little thing. It has a black line. It shows me where it's going to cut. I don't want to cut off these little hollies. So I'm going to move it over just a little bit and just, yeah, that's perfect. That black line goes past all the little pieces of holly. So there we go. And I am going to finish this off the way it's supposed to look. I need to find another one of those stickers. So give me a second to try to do that. Here we go. I love this collection. I've used a bunch of these stickers. Okay, wow. Well, yeah, I do have one. So this is what you do. And I mean, I totally messed up my teaching of this. So what I'm going to do is take one of these and just finish it off. Again, try to like stagger my little holly berries. And then grab my scissors, and then you kind of want to end it to where it looks okay. That looks like definitely like I ended it abruptly. So I'm going to kind of try to cut around this little piece of holly. This is just an example of what you do when you make a mistake. Everybody makes them. I'm going to cut around this little holly so it'll not look just completely chopped off like what I did. And then I'll just overlap that here. Yeah. And then it looks better. It doesn't look chopped off. Okay, so, and then I'm going to add my little candy strip of stickers. And this is all because I made a mistake and put that on the wrong piece of beige. So it prompted me to do all this. So here we go. I love that this gives it a little pop of the gold and the lighter green. And honestly, I think I probably should there, it looks like it needs a little piece of holly there. So I'm going to cut another piece just because I want this to look good. So I'm going to cut around this so it won't look chopped off, just like I did on that other one, and cut one little piece of holly. And include some berries there. Okay. And then I'm going to tuck that under this little piece of candy. And I think that looks nicer. Yeah, I'm good with that. Okay. So what I would do now, pretend this has these all the way down. I would decide how much of my squares I want to show. Now, I showed about like that much. So I would mount that there. But if you want them skinnier, you could come in and make a skinnier border, because this will be a pretty wide border. I like it, but you might want it skinnier. So you decide that. And then you're going to put your tape runner on the back on one side and mount it down. Again, pretending it has squares all the way down. And then you're going to do the same thing on the other side. Rub it to make it stick. And pretend that has squares going all the way down, and just eyeball it and try to get it about the same. And then that's how you would get this part. Okay, so let's move this aside. Get all that out of the way, and then we'll just do the cranberry outside border, and then we're done. So I'm going to grab a piece of this cranberry cardstock, grab my trimmer. Underneath, it has the blades, and I'm going to get this dark orange blade, which is called pinking, and it's pretty new. It kind of looks like a miniature version of pinking shears with sewing. So take that blade out, put this in curvy side down. And I just want this to be, it doesn't have to be exact. So I'm going to measure at about 3/4 of an inch right there and make sure it follows that grid line all the way down and it's straight at the top. And let me just show you, because for learning purposes, you could open this arm right here and get, and there's a little foot right here you can pop in place, and it will give you more measuring surface, which is nice. So when your cardstock goes out past this, it's good to use that little arm to give you more measuring area to keep, and a little lip to keep it straight. That's really cool. Okay, so I'm going to cut this at about 3/4 of an inch. Go into the 3/4 of an inch mark. Make sure it follows the grid line all the way down. And I'm going to do that twice. I'm going to flip it and do it on this side as well, because I need 2 skinny strips of that. And then all I have to do to finish this off is I would put some, once I have it assembled, I would just put some repositionable tape runner on the back edge of my strip, and then mount it down here. And you can let as much of that red show as you like, that pinking. And again, pretend this has squares all the way down, you know. And then do it on the other side, and then you have your border. And I love the patchwork look. I think it's fun, and it does kind of look homemade. And then the pinking shears look homemade too. So anyway, I just think I like this border a lot. I like doing things with the little squares and the patchwork look. I think it's fun. Thanks for watching my video and putting up with my mistakes. But, you know, sometimes you can learn more from mistakes than you can from everything being perfect. Thank you. Bye.